There's a kind of hush all over the world tonight. Let's get started. Wow, so here we are. Here's the box. Boxes are not interesting though, so we're just going to cut right to the chase and open this bad boy. Oh man, is this finally happening? Am I finally going to hold DC Superheroes United product in my hands? Oh boy. I think the answer to that question is about to be yes. Whoa! All right, here we go. The box has been opened. The container inside is upside down, as you can see, but hey, that's all right. Everything in there is locked in anyway. Wow, look at this. What are we looking at here? We are looking at a DC Superheroes United box, and it's real. It is so real. Okay, so I got to get this cellophane off now is what I got to do. But, all right, let's do that. Oh, before I get the cellophane off, let's just take a look at the sides there. There's Joker and Harley. There's Batman and Hush, and it's the same on the other sides because that's how United rolls. See what happens here. What does it say? When Gotham's most notorious villains start acting out of character, the Cape Crusader knows a more insidious master plan is at work. Devised by the shadowy figure known as Hush, Batman and his allies must act together to protect the innocent, face dire threats, and confront the villains to uncover this revenge plot. But things take a deadly turn when the Man of Steel himself, falls under Poison Ivy's mind control. There's all the components. And it tells us we can take on the role of iconic DC superheroes cooperating to stop the master plan of a powerful villain controlled by the game or another player, yada, yada, yada. For those who don't know how to play, you can freeze frame that, and then I'll tell you everything that you need to know. But now we're going to carefully open this up. So I'm just going to poke at this little piece here. All right, just want to be as ginger as I can. Ginger Spice, who I think was my least favorite Spice Girl, if we're being honest. She wasn't as cool, as scary and sporty. She wasn't as fun and kind as Baby. And she just wasn't as gorgeous, in my opinion, as Posh. So, yeah, Ginger Spice. Not my favorite Spice Girl, but hey, I'm sure she's a cool lady. Hey, there we go. All right. Wow! And the cellophane is off. Here we are. I'm holding in my hand, well, now I am, the Batman Hush DC Superheroes United. Well, I need to hold this close to my face for a second to remind myself that it is real. I am actually holding something that says DC Superheroes United on it. Wow. Let's take a look inside. Oh, come on now. It's coming. It's just very tight. When these boxes are open for the first time, you know, there's some air in there that's got to get out. Woo! And in. You can hear the air just spurt in like that. Okay, well, let's put you there for now. There we go. Free CMON content. I think right now they could probably use all the money they can get. So maybe take advantage of that at your own peril. And here's our instruction book. Very nice. Beautiful. For those who want to peek inside, we can have a peek inside. It's got everything that you need to know to have yourself a holly jolly good time on your gaming table. Wow. All the new stuff was, well, not all the new stuff, but the new iconography was there, right? And then a couple of things about the under pressure effects, which is there. If you're interested in this game, I'm sure you've seen other unboxings by now. The Meeple Monkey had a great one on his channel. He always does awesome unboxings. So really, you're probably only watching this for my reactions because you've probably seen everything this game has to offer. But just in case you haven't, here is everything this game has to offer. And as far as my reactions go, I am Please, this punch. I am so happy with this. Look at that. That's a nice, chunky, thick rule book, too. Okay, we'll put that off to the side. We have lots of cardboard chits to be punched out. These are all your basic stuff. Your thugs, your threats, your health, your crises. This thing that I can't remember what it's called, invulnerability or something. Random. Just the random little markers. And then more of those underneath. Including Poison Ivy's marker. What does she look like on the back? She looks the same. But there's all that there. These stun tokens, which I like, because they remind me of Ghostbusters. The KO tokens. The accelerated and delayed tokens. Very cool. And even cooler, though, is underneath. And oh, mama. I'm just looking at the minis. It looks like, wow, they're so big that they're like overflowing over each other. Okay, so I'm taking off the plastic sheath there. And hopefully, fingers crossed, everything in here is in good working order. So first of all, we have locations. And they're black at the back. I'm so curious to see if this is going to be a thing throughout or if that's just for Hush. But that is pretty sleek. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't really matter that the backs don't match Marvel's backs in terms of color because, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It does not debilitate any mixing and matching whatsoever. So I am totally okay with them changing the color of this. Right now, the only different colored locations we have are the Thanos ones. So this will be a nice little change of pace. Once more, man has bested his arch rival cellophane wrap without incurring damage on the goodies wrapped within. Or have I? Maybe I've spoken too soon. I still need to poke and prod at this some more. They really wrapped this nice and good. But, come on now, come on. There we go. That'll do it. And here we go. I'm holding DC Superheroes United locations. All right, Bristol Township, which is the name of a township in the United Kingdom, but I don't think that's what they're going for here. I think this is just a part of Gotham. As is the Monarch Theater, the coolest location in all of United as far as I'm concerned because of this. If you sing any Batman theme out loud, and I mean, who am I to not use this? I'm using this everywhere from now on. Da-na-na-na-na. And I think that's all I can do before the copyrights get a hold of me. But da-na-na-na-na-na, and then that's it. Now I got to stop again. Copyright law sucks. Okay, Sicily. Hey, here we go. I can finally visit some of my paisans, some of my family members from the old country. Hey, we're going to go back to Sicilia. Let's see the end of turn effect. If there are more thugs than civilians in this location, you must discard one action token if possible. Otherwise, you may draw one card and add one thug here. Okay. It's very nice. I sound just like my uncle when I talk like that. Wow. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Roxbury Fielding Academy, which is not where Chris Kattan and Will Ferrell are trying to go clubbing. It is something totally different. But you can gain star tokens if there's another hero there. Spiral Headquarters. All right. Very nice. By the way, the art on that is gorgeous. Welcome, Mayor Hamilton Hill. Thank you. All right. Very cool stuff there. You can gain wild tokens. You can charge your equipment, which is great. St. Adrian's Finishing School for girls. If there is another hero in this location, one hero there may gain a punch token. Because it's a school for girls, they should have made it that if you're a female hero, you gain 2 punch tokens. Maybe I'll make that a house rule. Gain Chemicals. End of turn. You may gain 1 move token, and then you must play your next hero card randomly. So I think Batwoman owns this. And Amusement Mile. You may reveal the bottom card of the Master Plan deck. If the total villain movement is even, delay the next villain turn by 1 unless it's already delayed. In any case, you place that card face down in the storyline. Groovy. And that's terrifying. Straight out of the Arkham City and just all the great Gotham lore. So 8 delicious, sexy locations here for our playing pleasure. There we go. And underneath that is our dashboard here with all of our villain dashboards, my favorite part of any United game. Okay, there's a new villain dashboard there for the mission dashboard, and it's nice and sturdy. Oh boy. Hush. There he is. I can't believe I'm holding DC characters right now. This is insane. This is real. So he can't be damaged until all 3 missions have been completed. And then he's got his Hush cards, because there's a whole thing there. Until the next villain turn, when when a henchman is defeated. So there's just a little bit of some curling going on there. And I don't mean the Canadian kind where people have brooms. A henchman is defeated if Hush is in its location or adjacent to it. Remove the top master playing card from the game. Oh no. Oh no, he's removing lots of cards from the game. Here's Superman Controlled. I love the colors on this with the red and the white and the blue. Very Superman-y. And when he's under pressure, he's dealing 3 damage. Wow. And yeah, you can't let that token go around the board. And he has to start at Kane Chemicals, I believe. And then the Joker and Harley Quinn, another gorgeous dashboard. She's changing what she's doing if she goes under pressure. Outstanding. This is going to feel so much like the animated series. Like, oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait to feel like I'm right there back in the 90s. And no more because of copyright law. Oh, wow. Those are 3 absolutely stunning villain dashboards. I love all 3 of them. And then they all have special setups, right? Yeah, they're all complex villains for a core box. I'm excited. I'm really excited to try those out. All right, we will move this over here. And look what we got here. We got some cards, lots of cards. Okay, so once again, it's a cellophane world and we're just living in it, but not for long. So we're going to undo all of this. And I know there's a bit of a slow pace to this video today, and that's just because I know this is my last unboxing for a long time, because who knows when the full season is getting to our door, right? It could be at least another year for all we know. So I just kind of want to enjoy this. Feel free to speed me up if you feel like I'm moving at a snail's pace here, but I want to take my time and savor the sizzle. That used to be the slogan for, I think, Harvey's or Burger King or something. So there are our 3 mission cards. Very nice. What else we got? The 2 challenge cards, which I usually put aside with the other things. And then, oh, here we go. Okay, so we have villains. That's right. And I always, when I store my boxes, I always put the villains on the right for some reason. So I have to swap these out. But there's Hush's cards with his Hush plans. There's Superman's cards. And there's Joker and Harley. And some of these cards are labeled joke because that's part of their mechanics. It's not a misprint or anything. But let's take a gander. Okay. So they have their own special kidnapping mission. And they're kidnapping people. And each time there's 3 or more, they draw a master playing card and add a face down. Boo, terrible. There's, I think, Joker's daughter Punchline. And then they have these Masters of Disguise cards. So you really got to get rid of thugs and civilians if you want to hurt Joker and Harley. And then here they are. All their cards. I saw clown and I was trying to say cards and my brain decided, nope, you are not going to do either. So Joker's moving, Harley's moving, you're doing your thing, and then Harley is placing tokens. I don't think Joker places tokens. And even they've got some of that fancy new iconography, which is very handy. I like that a lot. And they have their BAMs. Super cool. Starting master plan. I love how complex these characters have become. Like season 1 was like awesome. We love it. You know, season 1, without season 1, we wouldn't be where we are. And I mean season 1 of Marvel is what I'm talking about. But it was so simple. And there was, you know, it was bare bones. And then as time went on, it got more and more complex. And now we have, you know, kidnapping missions and some cards are jokes. And it's just like, I love that. I love that every villain is just getting more and more insane and crazy and changing the rules up. Like Superman Controlled here. Look at these beautiful cards. Okay, what do we got? He's got Poison Ivy's control, and I think it's the same threat all throughout. So when it's cleared, you move her back, because she's trying to move clockwise. That's right. So you want to move her counterclockwise, because if she gets back to Kane Chemicals, ba-boom, game over, man. All right. So this is something we are unfortunately going to have to get used to, but it's not a huge deal, is this TM right here. Everybody here has a trademark, just in case we forgot that somebody owns the rights to Superman, I guess, which is really weird. Sometimes, companies do weird things for bizarro reasons. But the funny thing is, in like 10 years, I think even a little less, Superman and Batman will both be in the public domain. So maybe they don't need those anymore. But for now, yeah, TM away, I guess. Very, very cool. So there's Superman Controlled. And after him is Mr. Hush. So he's got his Hush cards, his Hush playing cards, rather. And you put these at the bottom of the deck, and I think you only put one of them at the bottom of the deck. The other one you don't use. And it's telling you, it's kind of like Galactus. So when you draw one, it's like, okay, right now your mission is to defeat Killer Croc. And other henchmen can't be defeated. And then, etc. And then when you get to the end, you got to deal with the Riddler, which makes me happy because he is my all-time favorite Batman villain. So to have Riddler still be like the big final boss, even when you're fighting Hush, I find that really nice. I like that. And if you have this one, then you got to, Riddler makes it like spectacularly hard. You got to do some extra stuff there. Here's everybody here. Killer Croc, Poison Ivy, the Jocker, Clay Fache, Harley Quinny, and there he is. Oh man, I'm holding a Riddler card right now. So cool. He is my Hobgoblin of DC, for those who know me and who've been following along with my videos. He's the big unsung villain of the DC universe that I think needs more time in the spotlight. Yeah, I love the Riddler to pieces. And it's great to see him in this game, and hopefully we'll see him sooner rather than later, when the full season arrives. And then here are all of Hush's master plan cards. Watching Batman, that's right, he's always spying on Batman. Because he's got his own little special things here. In fact, sorry, I just want to look at Riddler's card again. Here, starting this location must forfeit an action. Oh boy! I want to look really quickly at what Hush's setup is. So one of the heroes in the game must be Batman. Right. Now, DC's doing this a lot. Black Manta is doing it where he has to fight Aquaman. And I think somebody else has one as well. I could be wrong. But, my friends, I am going to house rule this. I'm literally just going to keep playing how I play, where I pick 3 random heroes. And I'm going to choose one of those random heroes to basically be Batman every time I face Hush. So let's say I've got Captain Marvel and Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'll say, okay, for this game, the Wasp is who he's after. It's not Batman. For this story in my headcanon, Hush is obsessed with the Wasp, and he's trying to go after her. So he's got to shuffle that Hush deck, setting aside both bottom of the deck cards, place a random one at the bottom of the deck, return the other to the box. Okay, cool. So the Clear Threats mission card is not used in this game. Instead, place the Hush plan deck in its place and reveal the top card. Okay, and they form the Hush plan mission. All right, so that's how he works. Okay, while we're here, we have little cards. Little teeny tiny baby-sized gifts. So this should be battle plan cards for if you're using the Commander Solo mode, as well as a metric buttload of equipment cards, considering that there is a Batman in this box and a Robin. So they are probably going to be swimming in the equipments. There we go. There it is. Oh, that's so satisfying. I can't believe I'm going to have to wait like another year to do this again. All right. So what do we got here? Well, let's separate first of all. Wow, there's lots. There's lots. I was right when I said a buttload there. Okay, so we have our battle plan cards. Some of them are worth 1 point. Some of them are worth 2 points, and you draft them. I think you can only have 3 points worth of cards or 2 points worth of cards or something like that. So I have never used these yet, even though the multiverse season has them. But if you're interested in taking a look, you can freeze frame these. So for example, this lets you, what does this do? Once during each of your turns, you may discard 2 action tokens to flip a face down hero card. Okay. So these are all right for Commander Solo. Let's see, what does a level 2 one look like? When you play a supporting hero card, you may move your hero to the opposite location. Yeah, neat. Why not? I like that. Let the villain talk. So these are just another little thematic way to juice up your solo game, if you so choose. I'll just slide those down there. Actually, I'm going to put those upside down like that. And then we'll take a look at all this equipment. Holy moly. All right, we got a Batarang. Punch an adjacent location. Yeah, why not? And then you can discard an action token to turn it face up. Lovely. Grapnel. Yeah, you can move people. So it's kind of like the web shooters. And then if you played a hero card with no move at the bottom, turn this face up. Yep. Once per game, you may do it by simply saying out loud, "Because I'm Batman." Oh my God, I didn't know that was part of this. Wow. Once per game, you may do it by simply saying out loud, "Because I'm Batman." I love it. I love it. All right. So thematic. Here's the Cape Wings. Move, then turn this face down. So he's doing a little glide. All right. Ooh, armored gauntlets. Yeah, it must hurt to get punched by Batman. Sometimes he's so spiky, it looks like it must hurt to get touched by Batman. And you discard an action token. Okay. Let me know in the comments if you guys have played a lot with equipment since it's come out. Because I've used it sparingly. I have used it. Not much, but I have. And I like it for what it is. Although I do miss the double wilds when I use it. This is really cool. This is great for fighting Joker. I like that he's carrying around this giant lie detector with him. But yeah, I want to get more used to it because it's going to be so important in the DC Superheroes United game. Particularly with the Bat People and particularly with my friends, the Lanterns. Okay, any hero of your choice discards all their crisis tokens. Very nice. Bat Antidote. So a lot of these you just turn back face up by discarding an action token. Robin's also got a Batarang. He's got his staff. Can I recharge this by saying, "Because I'm Robin"? No. I hope I recharged the bike by saying, "I want a car. Chicks dig the car." Please, can that be a thing? All right, maybe it's going to have to be a house rule. Oh, you can only use it once, too. It doesn't even recharge. Look at that. Oh, poor Robin. All right, crossbow. This is Huntress's crossbow. Punch in the opposite location or a location adjacent to that. Now, I could be wrong, but because she has a crossbow, I think she can work well in tandem with Black Canary, because Black Canary has a card that helps out an archer hero, you know, because you're supposed to team her up with her husband, Green Arrow, but I don't see why this doesn't count as her being an archer hero. Oh, that's cool. It's specifically you have to discard a heroic or a wild to turn this face up. Wow. And then she's got a motorbike as well. I like her motorbike. Catwoman Goggles. My favorite name. Punch an adjacent location or move a thug or civilian. And then you turn it face down. And you just discard an action token to recharge it. Okay, and her goggles let her ignore permanent and end of turn effects that would affect you. That's a really handy item, and I don't think I've seen equipment that does that before. And it's fairly easy to recharge, too. Wow. Okay, the Kryptonite ring is actually necessary, so I might put it at the top here. Batman has to hold it, but again, any hero can. Once on your turn, if any Kryptonian villain or henchman is in your location, you may punch against them. During your turn, you may forfeit one action to give this card to another non-Kryptonian hero. Yeah, so if Supergirl's helping you out, she can't hold this. That's great. If this card is turned face down by any effect, remove it from the game. Oh no, that's bad. You don't want that. And then we've got our other... I'm just going to take this and set it down for a minute because I want it to be on top. You've got mini mines. So you can put mines, and then when the villain lands there, it blows up. Smoke pellets. If there are no thugs there, you put it there. And then heroes ignore damage. That's very cool. Flashbang, you can stun a henchman. Not a villain, but a henchman. Okay. Flare. If there are no villains, place this face down in your location. Okay. What does it do? If there are no villains in your location, place this card face down. Okay, face down. During the next villain's turn, after the villain's movement, remove this card from the game, and another hero may immediately move. Ah, I see. Okay. All right, and then there's body armor. It just soaks up a damage. Very nice. The comm link. Other heroes in location, you may do a heroic action, and then you exhaust it. The airlift just lets you move. And then this is probably my favorite. You just grab a lamppost and punch a thug. And that's it. That's all there is to it. And any hero can use that. What I like is that any hero can use, say, this Batman flashbang. So, like, let's give that to, I don't know, Sue Storm. Ah, so much fun. I can't wait to mix and match everybody. All right, so I'm going to put that Kryptonite ring back on top from whence it came. And look at that. We have a tracker cube, and this one is yellow, which is very fitting for the yellow and black Batman theme. Fun fact, my favorite Batman suit is the Michael Keaton one with the yellow emblem in the chest. I just think that one looks super sleek. But yeah, now we finally have yellow, which we did not have before. I think all we're missing now is green and orange. And I think green is coming with the core box for DC Superheroes United. So that means orange, and I think I mentioned this last time too, Marvel Season 4, baby. You do that spooky Halloween-themed Supernatural Marvel United Midnight theme that I suggested, and boom, you have a reason to use orange for your tracker cube. Just saying. But of course, CMON's got other priorities right now, as they should. And on that note, I'm hoping that everything goes well, not just for the backers of DC Superheroes United, but for every CMON backer. I hope if you are somebody who dropped money on Massive Darkness, which I was really liking as well, or like The Adventurers, you know, I hope you get your stuff. I hope you get your games, because it's only fair. Here we go. All right, so we have our superhero and our supervillain cards. Lovely. Cool. So this is also something that I will take out to save room in the box so that when I sleeve it all doesn't come toppling overboard. I have yet to use these. Someday I will. Someday I will. But when I do have people over, on the rare occasion, those look very different, by the way. I don't think these are the same. But on the rare occasion that I do have people over to play, they're fine and comfy with just regular vanilla Marvel United. Like, they have no interest in anything crazy or different. All right. Wow. Here we go. Oh, we're looking at the hero cards next. Superman controlled. There is. Oh boy. It's so strange to me that we're getting this Superman before we're getting the normal Superman, but c'est la vie. All right. He's got some beautiful, beautiful looking cards. That artwork. My goodness. Lots of wild action going on there. Kryptonian physiology. Yeah, he gets the wild token, of course. Heat vision I love. Flip this to do 2 punches, split as you like. So he's just great. Okay, so this one is a big daddy. If this card is in your hand, you must play it. Each time you perform a punch this turn, deal 1 damage to another hero in your and each adjacent location. Yeah, so that's going to be tricky. And then his invulnerability, which is awesome. Ignore 1 damage each villain turn. If you do, you may punch in your location. That's so cool. What a great way. I mean, the challenge with a game where you play as Superman is how do I make him not overpowered? How do I make the game challenging and fun? And I think Simon found a great way to do that. They found a good balance between him being super powerful, and not just him, but all the Kryptonian characters. So I'm loving it. Here she is, Catwoman Goggles. I love the brown color scheme for this. Don't see that often in Marvel United. So it's nice to have just a mix and match of every color of the bow, man. Amazing. I can't wait, and I will make a video to mark the occasion when it happens because it's so exciting and hilarious. But I can't wait for somebody to come over and be like, Andrew, can I play as Catwoman Goggles? And if they say that out loud, first of all, I'm doing a lap around the room where we're standing, and then I'll make a video about it. The Meeple Monkey commented in his unboxing video about this card, about how it looks like the film Entrapment from, I believe, 1999 with Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta-Jones. And I was thinking the same thing when he was flipping through the cards. And that's actually my favorite quote from that movie. Is Catherine Zeta-Jones is training, and she's got red string to simulate all the laser beams, and she's trying to, weave her way through it, but she keeps hitting the strings, and when she hits a string, like a little bell rings, and it's like, no, I got to start over, because she's practicing to pull a heist. And Sean Connery is training her, and he's getting fed up and impatient, and when she nudges a string and it rings and she fails, he growls at her and he says, no, these are lasers. And that's just the greatest line in that motion picture. So thank you, Meeple Monkey, for reminding me how awesome Entrapment is. And now this card will forever remind me of Entrapment. That is fantastic. Selena Kyle checking herself out. The duality of the characters, so cool. And again, look how thematic that is. You have a character trying to do the right thing and be heroic, hence the star, and a character who's known for being a little bit villainous and violent, hence the punch. What a perfect card. Like, they really nailed that. Lots of extra wild cards in this set, which is interesting. I guess you know what that might be for? To compensate for the fact that so many of these characters are going to be using equipment that they figured, okay, if you're going to be taking out your double wilds, let's give everybody an extra wild just to, compensate. So that makes sense to me. Flip this to ignore damage equal to the number of civilians. Love it. She's like chameleon. She's blending in. Yeah, martial artist. We've seen that before. That's awesome. This I love. She can take an equipment from any other hero, which, I mean, the thematic possibilities, if you've got her facing off against a Green Lantern, boom. She takes Sinestro's ring and all of a sudden she's a Yellow Lantern. Get out of here. This is the greatest game in the world. Oh my God. They get a token, so it's not like she's leaving them high and dry. Or if you're not playing with equipment, you can just gain a punch token and punch thugs. So I love how they cover your bases, where they're like, listen, we know that we've made equipment a big deal, but we're going to cover you. So if you're not playing with equipment, we're not going to make you feel like you're missing out. You still get to do something cool with this card. So thank you, designers, for doing that. She gets the stunning deception. I guess she's like pouring herself into this red dress and she's like, hey, look at me, I'm stunning you. And then she's the Master Stealth. This is her starting hand card. You can redirect damage you would take and tokens you're given to other heroes, which is incredible. That's so powerful. Wow. All right, Catwoman Goggles. There it is. And after that, we're taking a look at Huntress. The reason why Cicely is in this game, because the Huntress, I forget her name, but she is an Italian gal, and she's the daughter of a mobster. So she gets extra points in my book just for that. All right, so she's doing a lot of moving and punching, And very, very cool art. She can look at the top card of any deck. Espionage. She's got a few of those, right? Yeah, and they do different things, but they all serve the same purpose. No starting hand cards, which is cool. Motivated by Vengeance. If you defeat 2 or more thugs or a henchman this turn, at the end of the turn, you may gain 1 heroic or punch token. Very cool. That's great. Like, you can really plan that out, especially with this card. If you know, like, I can use this punch, get rid of a henchman, or, you know, like, she's good stuff in here. Good stuff for Huntress. I like that a lot. Okay. And next, one of the boy wonders, Tim Drake. Wow. Does he have a starting hand card? He doesn't. But my God, look how beautiful those cards are with the green and red. I don't think there's a single hero in Marvel United with this green and red color scheme. So, and like they got the yellow in there too, and the darker green. Like, they got Robin's colors flawlessly in these cards. This is my favorite hero card. All these hero cards are nice, but this is my favorite in this box. Followed closely by Batman, as we're about to see. So, Tim Drake Robin. I grew up with Dick Grayson as my Robin because I grew up on the 60s show and on the cartoon, and Dick Grayson was the Robin. But I had one issue. It was number 1 of a Robin comic, and it was when Tim Drake was Robin. So he is still Robin in my brain too, and now especially in the modern era, I always associate Tim Drake with Nightwing. I always associate Dick Grayson with Nightwing and Tim Drake with Robin. So he and Dick I can take as my Robin. Like, I have no qualms with that. Damian Wayne, I've never experienced him as a Robin, so I have no idea how to feel about that. And then, I think, is there a fourth? Oh yeah, Jason Todd. But he's Red Hood. We're good with that. So we're going to have 3 Robins in this set, which is outstanding. I can't wait to have an all-Robin fight and have them fight Red Hood. Oh, look at that. Master Martial Artist. Yeah, very cool. Meditation. You can't be given crisis tokens to the beginning of your next turn. Very cool. You can investigate. Yeah, very Robin. And then Tactical Analysis. Reveal the top card of the Master Plan deck. Oh, yeah, and then if it adds more of one or the other, you gain the tokens. Otherwise, so either way, you are gaining tokens. That's beautiful. I love that. Robin TM. You're okay in my books, Robin TM. And then here he is. Da-na-na-na-na. I'm Batman. Wow. And this is classic Batman. The blue and gray Batman. It's beautiful. Look, the blue, gray, and yellow color scheme. Again, they got it. They nailed it. His cards look exactly like how you would want classic Batman's cards to look. His art is outstanding. I can't believe I'm holding these. I'm holding cards with Batman United on them. You can't escape from Batman that easily. I'm sorry, my whole voice is off today, not just my Batman voice. Let me try that again. You can't escape from the Batman that easy. There we go. That's much better. So in the next villain turn, villains and henchmen in your location can't leave it. Love it. Who is your go-to Batman actor? Like, who's the actor that you think of Batman, you think of them? I'm curious to know. For me, it's Kevin Conroy. He's just the Batman I grew up with, man. I mean, his voice, I can't think of Batman speaking or read a Batman comic without hearing Conroy's voice in my head. That's a great card. Defeat all thugs in your location. Mentoring, if Robin is about to be KO'd. So a lot of these cards that really specify other characters, which we saw a little bit in Marvel with like the Fantastic Four and Cloak and Dagger, but they really went all out here in DC. That's great. I don't know who those characters are up there. That kind of looks like Black Widow, or maybe that's Talia al Ghul, I don't know. But he's going to give wild tokens. You can flip this to look at the top card of the Master Plan deck. And then, starting hand card, Bat Gadgets. Recharge up to 2 of your equipment cards at the end of your turn, or gain a wild token. What a great starting hand card. And you can recharge up to 2 of them. So he's very, like, they want you to really get all in on the gadgets. Wow, okay. I'm going to change my lighting a little bit. That doesn't look like it did a damn thing, but I just made it a little bit brighter so that we can take a look at these miniatures, and hopefully they're okay. They're not damaged. Nothing's wrong. Let's start with Superman controlled. Let's go for it. Wow. Oh man, I can't tell you how cool it is to see that S emblem on a United figure. Holy cow. And it's back there too. And like DC's cape game is so good. There's what, 4 capes in this box, and they're all various flavors of delicious. It's so nice to have a core box with an anti-hero. I think all core boxes should have an anti-hero because they're just amazing. Sorry, dual mode character, but I'm going to call them anti-heroes because guess what? I paid money for this box. So there it is. He's got this giant vine because Poison Ivy's controlling him. Wow. Terrific. And look at his jaw. That's Superman, baby. Maybe that's the real punk rock. I agree, Superman. I agree. So his cape is so big that the slot here to hold him doesn't have anybody behind it because it needs that wiggle room for the cape. All right. Next, we're going to look at Hush. Okay. Ooh. He's kind of like a mummy because he's wrapped in bandages. So this can fill the void in my heart from not having Nkantu the Living Mummy in Marvel United yet. Wow. Look at that trench coat, man. So cool. They nailed Hush. They absolutely nailed Hush. Okay. The Joker standing on this giant vat of acid. Look at all those bubbles in there. And this really, like I said, really feels like animated series Joker. Like I can hear Mark Hamill's voice coming out of this guy right now. Wow. A little hollow inside. That's good so that he's not too heavy. And Harley, the way I like my Harley, I don't like the modern Harley where she doesn't have a hat. She just looks bland. She just looks like a normal girl in like shorts and a shirt. Like she looks like a normal person you'd see walking down the street. This looks like a supervillain, right? This is what I'm talking about. This is Harley Quinn. And look at that big hammer. She's bouncing in the air. She's like, ah, boom! What a great Harley pose. Yeah. And this is not an anti-hero Harley, because this is like early Harley when she was still just a rapscallion. And those who know me know that the Joker is not my favorite Batman villain. I think he is so overused. But, I mean, having Joker in United is fantastic. And this is a beautiful version of Joker. It's my favorite version of Joker from the cartoon. So to have that, you know, just in the United world is just making more of Andrew's inner child's dreams come true. So that's wonderful. It sure is, Mr. J. Oh, look at that. True love. True love. All right. So let's put them back there where they came from. I think Joker was at the back. Or am I wrong? I don't remember. Okay, I'm going to look back through the footage and see. No, that's how it was. Okay. The Huntress. Wow. Here she's on a little rooftop. She's got a great cape too. She's running around. She's doing kind of the run from Weapons. If anybody saw Weapons. That's fantastic. A character that we were really missing throughout the franchise. Not franchise. We were really missing throughout the campaign, the GameFound campaign. And when they announced that she was in this box, it was a nice big relief to Huntress fans everywhere. Very happy to have her there. One of the Birds of Prey, too. So she fills out another great role in a team roster. Robin. I'm holding a United Robin. And look at that gargoyle. That is a very Art Deco gargoyle. So that really feels like it's right out of the cartoon. Tim Drake Robin. Wow. Probably my favorite look for a Robin in terms of the costume. The Dick Grayson one is a little outdated with the briefs, like it really looks 60s. But this Tim Drake Robin is just solid. Holy something, Batman. Yeah, totally agree there, buddy. Totally agree with you. Okay, we're going to say Batman for last because that's a beautiful miniature. Let's take a look at Catwoman goggles. So there's the goggles. And there's Catwoman. So her name is legit. Very light and malleable whip here so that it doesn't snap, thankfully. You know what it feels like? If I'm closing my eyes and I just touch it, it feels like the plastic rope from a game of Clue. In certain versions of Clue or Cluedo, if you're in Europe, the weapons are all metal except the rope. The rope is plastic and it feels just like this. Wow. Having her with that whip is so, so cool. And her costume is outstanding. Look at the little zipper on her neck. Look at that detail. She's having a great time. Meow. Meow indeed. Okay. And now here he is, the man of the hour. Jeez Louise. Look at this. That cape. And he's reining in the cape. Look, he's got his cape in his hand, which means this thing would be even more ginormous if he was not keeping it in check. Look at that. I'm Batman. I know you're Batman. I mean, your thing on your chest is telling me you're standing on top of your symbol. I mean, I didn't think you were Beast Boy. Look at that. That's so beautiful. And since I'm not a painter, I mean, I could technically use this even if I'm playing as the other Batman, because it's an even nicer figure. The other Batman's beautiful too, but this is off the charts. This is outstanding. And for those like my friend James who love the classic blue and gray, here it is, man, in all its blue and gray glory. Wow. And thankfully, all of these miniatures are in one piece. Nothing to be concerned about damage-wise with those. So I love it. I'm very happy. This, guys, I mean, what can I tell you? This is, it's real. It's DC Superheroes United. At least one box of it. And it is real as can be. I just noticed they do a little bit of a different thing here on the bottom. I like these. These boxes look like something I would see in a game from my childhood. So I kind of like that. Even though they're different from how Marvel is. That's fine. They don't have to be the same. Wow. Super cool. So a very small core box. Two figures light. Still a really, really good one with 3 villains. I cannot wait to get to the table. Hopefully their names come up soon and I can give them a try. But that'll do it for this unboxing of DC Superheroes United Batman Hush, which is a mouthful, but it's worth it. Man, now I'm going to sleeve the night away. And I can't wait. I can't wait for the rest of DC to come. And I can't wait to try this. I'm just a bundle of joy right now. Like a baby, like a newborn baby. A bundle of joy. Except I am already potty trained, which is very good because we don't want to deal with the alternative. So that'll do it for me today here on Digital Charcuterie. As we continue to make the wait for the rest of DC Superheroes United, a little bit shorter and a whole lot sweeter. I'm Batman, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.